University is still important in this era.
Really, to be successful as a business, you have to have two things.
Marketing change very quickly.
Don't invest a lot of money in traditional advertising.
Between marketing and branding, what is the most important?
I will have a Pepsi or a Coca-Cola.
You don't think too much? Go ahead.
How to connect AI to us as consumers.
Today we are with the teacher Jason, module leader of the marketing of the University of Northampton. I have many questions from the students and from the people around the world, especially Thailand. I want to ask you about marketing perspective.
Okay.
Yeah, I can summarize to be only 3 questions because we have a limited time.
Sure.
Today in digital age, where a wealth of the market information are freely available in the internet, could you share your perspective on why students should still consider pursuing a formal degree in marketing at university?
Okay, it's a very good question. One of the things that we have at the moment in the world is too much information. So actually, the role of a teacher as a guide is important in helping us find what information is useful to our future career or our future business or our future aspirations, and what information maybe isn't so useful. So often when you're choosing to do a university course in marketing, of course, the alternative is to look on the internet and do some online courses, and they're all great as a starting place. But I don't think anything replaces being guided by an experienced tutor who has got many years of work experience in the world and can help you to find the path for your own career and to tailor the knowledge they share with you to give you the right skills and ambition. So when you go to university, it's not just to learn the knowledge from an academic textbook. That's actually quite a small part of the experience. It's much more about practical examples, how you can use this knowledge in your own life, and hopefully the teacher also guiding you in your future career so that you get this whole learning experience that doesn't just end within the years at university.
Yes, you still think the university is still important in this era or not?
Yes, and I think even if we as individuals think we could gather the knowledge from the internet or some other source, very often employers want to see a certificate of some kind, whether that's a degree certificate or a master's certificate. So for many companies, it's still very important because that certificate says that you have completed a rigorous course of study. Whereas if we try and learn the knowledge on the internet, we may get some very good knowledge off the internet, but we may also get some very poor knowledge because we're not really sure who's providing that knowledge sometimes.
Yes, in our conversation today, I would like to delve into entrepreneurship. From your perspective, what are the potential drawbacks for the entrepreneurs who run a business without the marketing knowledge?
Well, in my experience, all good entrepreneurs are great marketers, and actually most great marketers are also very entrepreneurial. So I think those two characteristics often sit very, very well together.
Yeah.
So as an entrepreneur, marketing is really about understanding customers' needs and wants, both presently and in the future. So as an entrepreneur, surely what you're really looking for is, what can I develop, what products can I sell to my existing customers, but also what will those customers want 1 year, 5 years, 10 years into the future, so that your business has a long future, because you may have a product at the moment, but everything changes, everything develops. Apple don't sell the same smartphone that they did 10 years ago because we want more features.
Yes.
And that's the same in nearly every business. And if you think of electric cars, most traditional car manufacturers were totally shocked by Tesla.
Yeah.
These companies have been making cars for 100 years, and yet Tesla, which was a new business a few years ago, came in, and they're the electric car company. If you say to people, name an electric vehicle, most people will say Tesla.
Yeah.
So maybe at some point, a lot of these traditional car companies lost sight of their customers' wants, and customers now want affordable transport, clean transport, sustainable, and Tesla offers that. so customers buy Teslas.
Yeah.
If in the future another company comes along and does something different, better, then we'll buy that product.
Yes, nowadays a lot of people they're confusing between branding and the marketing. In your perspective, I would like to ask your opinion about between marketing and branding. What is the most important?
Oh, it's
Or
good.
it is the same thing or not?
They're part of the same thing. Branding is part of marketing. So marketing is this term that is not very well understood sometimes, but it encompasses everything from research, understanding customers' needs, to developing a product, to selling the product, to customer service. And of course, most great products have a great brand. So people will buy a Rolex, they'll aspire to own a Rolex, or to drive a Porsche, or to have an iPhone, or whatever it might be. But in my perspective, those two things again go together very well, because you can't really have a strong brand with a poor product, because the brand, like if Apple release a product that's not very good, people might buy it because they trust Apple, but then that will damage the Apple brand in the future. And likewise, if you develop a product that's reliable, quality, whatever it is, generally that will build a strong brand, because people will then start thinking, I bought this product, I really enjoyed it, I'm going to tell my friends, my contacts, people around about this product. And then people will start going into the shops and think, have you got a Dyson vacuum cleaner? They won't just ask for a vacuum cleaner, they'll say, I would like a Dyson. And there the brand grows. So some of the strongest brands in the world at the moment don't invest a lot of money in traditional advertising. They put a lot of their investment into developing a great product, because they know if customers like and enjoy the product, that will grow the brand, rather than trying to spend a lot of money convincing the world to buy your product.
Yeah.
It actually makes more sense to develop a great product. I mean, even Apple, if you think of that, they don't do a lot of advertising. You don't see mass advertising.
Yeah.
But
Look like a brand they can sell themselves.
they build great products
Yeah.
and a great brand as a
Do
result.
you have any recommendation for some entrepreneur, but who think, oh, I don't want to build branding because it's waste time. I do the marketing, and they still thinking about, oh, marketing we can do everything to promote and sell, but branding is far away from now for the especially small business. How do you think about that idea?
I think in some ways branding is misunderstood.
Yeah.
And really, if you consider it as, you will have a brand, whatever your company is, it has got a brand. The only choice you're making as a business owner is whether you manage that brand or not. So you can decide, I'm not going to invest in thinking about my brand, and your customers will decide your brand for you. They will tell their friends and their contacts, this is a great product, this is not a great product. So your task in branding as a business owner or manager is to shape what people say about your product and brand. So there are lots of examples where, if you think of Volvo cars, people think safety. Now, if Volvo didn't tell us in all their adverts and communications, it's about safety, they invented the seatbelt, we would make up our own mind. And maybe we would say Volvo cars are ugly, perhaps. We might have a perception that we don't like the cars. So if Volvo don't manage their brand, the consumer will label the company. So it's far better that you put your label on your product or your company, your brand, in other words.
Yes. That means this is a great time for all side of business should start to make branding.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you not start with branding, you make only marketing or you pay for marketing all the time, you have to pay all the time.
Exactly.
Yes, because the branding will help you in the long-term business.
Precisely.
Yeah, it can help to sell themselves. Yet for the last question, in developed, what are the most critical emerging trends in digital marketing today? How the businesses adapt to this change to stay competitive in this era?
Okay, another great question. Marketing science tells us that really to be successful as a business, you have to have two things. One is physical availability, or we could call that digital availability in this day and age. So when people go into the store, whether that's online or in the shop, we need to be able to find your product. If we can't buy it, we can't buy it. You don't get a sale. So that's a big part of the marketer's task. So if you think of brands like Coca-Cola
Yes.
or Cadbury's chocolate bars, we can buy them everywhere. We won't go out of our way to buy a can of Coca-Cola. It's not the sort of product where we think, I will travel 5 miles.
Oh.
We just want to go into a convenient shop to get it. So we've got to have, and also we need mental availability. So these companies, so when I'm thinking I'm thirsty, what brands do I think of? Because we know if we go to the store,
Yeah.
there are 100 different products. There's water, there's orange juice, there's Coca-Cola, there's a smoothie, there's coffee. There's a lot in that category. So the marketer's task is to make sure that when I as a consumer or you as a consumer go into the store, they are thinking of my brand and maybe 1 or 2 others, because most of us aren't totally loyal. We might think, oh, I'll have a Pepsi or a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
That's how consumers think. So from the digital perspective, the big trend that we read about every day is AI. And of course, that's going to be important in our personal lives. Maybe in business, they haven't quite figured out yet how to connect AI to us as consumers, except in some technology-based products like ChatGPT as an example. But digital generally is, of course, very important. Social media, the use of influencers to represent their brand and to make us all interested is still going to be very important going forward. And I think, coming back to your first question, if I may, the point of a university course or a marketing course should be that we're not set on particular tools because they change. We've seen the rise of TikTok, which didn't exist just a few years ago. So it's not about learning all about TikTok or Facebook or whatever the next thing is. It's learning the mindset and the frameworks that we can decide for my particular product in this context. These are the strategies and the tactics that I should use. And some of them will for sure be digital because we're in a digital world, but some might be not digital. They might be, we still need a TV advertisement, a prominent display in the store, or something that comes up in the future.
This is a great time. This is the beginning of the year 2024. So I think the students, the audience, and people, the followers, get this knowledge to apply about their business in the first month of the year. Yes, to improve the strategy, because marketing changes very quickly every year. Yeah. Before we go, teacher, I would like to invite the student. If someone still thinking about, oh, should I go study international marketing in the University of Northampton? Is this a good idea or not? I would like you to speak with them a little bit.
Okay, thank you. It would be a pleasure to meet you. And you can email me, you can connect with me on various social media channels. I'm sure my details will be put on this video, so answer any questions you have. We have lots of students that go through the MSc in International Marketing Strategy. Many of them go on to successful careers with world-leading global organizations, from car companies to technology companies to fashion and luxury and a whole range. So marketing is one of the growth areas in the world, because what most companies want is growth, and marketing is a very clear pathway for companies to grow. And it's very exciting talking to you as Thai students, because the real benefit that international students bring is that they understand their own culture, their own country, and those dynamics much better than somebody from another country. So when brands are wishing to expand into, let's say, Thailand, or perhaps Southeast Asia more broadly, you as the Thai student who have been brought up in that culture will be a great asset to any company. And I know that Thailand is a growing, successful, open economy, and it would be great to have more MSc International Marketing students from Thailand to join our existing students from your country, who are the best students. They are wonderful, and just like our host here today, I am delighted and honoured always to meet Thai students. Thank you for this opportunity.
This is my favorite teacher. When I was studying in master degree here in international business management. I remember that before I finished my degree last year, you said to me, oh, you don't think too much, go ahead, do it. It's very great. And thank you so much, Jason, for today. And see you next episode. Goodbye.
Goodbye.